everybody, and welcome to Mike Gillespie Field as we get ready for college baseball here on this Friday afternoon. The LA Harbor Hawks and the College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons has been a rough go for the first three games of the season. The Cougars 0-3 so far this year. They lost twice to Saddleback and earlier this week on Wednesday against Orange Coast. They've given up 10 or more runs in all three games so far this year, trying to turn things around here against LA Harbor, who is 1-2 on the year. The Hawks have had a little bit of a rough stretch as well. They split a pair against Desert, gave up 11 runs in their lost 11-2 in their season opener, won 12-11 in the second game of the season in that series, and then lost 17-4 against Cypress the other day. So trying to turn things around themselves here today at Mike Gillespie Field. Get you started with the starting lineups for the LA Harbor Hawks here today, and their head coach Marco Avelar. He'll send Randy Martinez, the left fielder, to the plate to lead things off. Then Brandon Luna in the 2 spot. DJ Garcia in the 3 spot. The DH Ryan Diggle batting 4th, followed by the third baseman Christian Hernandez. Isaiah Aguilar, the catcher, in the 6th spot. Colin Anderson playing right field and batting 7th. Eric Moore, the shortstop, in the 8th spot. And Lucas Torres batting 9th today for Marco Avelar. For College of the Canyons, they will send Joseph Jasso to the mound for his second start of the season. Jasso this year is 0-1. Only went 3 2/3 innings in his first start against Saddleback. Gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, 3 of them earned. He walked 3 and he struck out 3. This will be his second start of the season. Jasso last year in 2024 was 6-5 in 14 starts. Had a 4.61 ERA and 97 2/3 innings pitched. He appeared in 18 games overall, did have a save as well. Gave up 56 runs, 50 of them earned. He had a strikeout to walk ratio of almost 3-1 with 104 strikeouts to just 35 walks on the season. Gave up 14 doubles, 2 triples, 9 home runs, and had 5 wild pitches last season. His last start against Saddleback, like we said, it was a rough one. Gave up 4 extra base hits in the ballgame, 3 doubles, and a home run to Saddleback in that ball game. So just not the outing that Jasso wanted. Trying to bounce back here at Mike Gillespie Field as we just wait for the Cougars to take the field. We'll give you the defensive alignment for College of the Canyons today. Jun Lee in left field, Hunter Sang in center, and Alex Friend in right. On the outfield, on the infield from right to left, Mariano at first, Farrell at second, Jaquez the shortstop, and Andrew Sherrill at third, with Frankie Malagon behind the dish to work as the battery alongside Joseph Jasso here today. Third game of the season here or fourth game of the season here, we should say, for College of the Canyons. Their second home game of the year, trying to pick up their first win. As we said, they've given up 11 or more, 10 or more runs in all 3 games so far this year. Not the performance on the bump that they would like her early on in the season for Chris Coda's side, but a chance to turn things around here today against LA Harbor. As we are just about ready to get underway. New pitch clock installed this year. Unfortunately, we can't show it to you on the webcast because too many things running already. But if we see some of those today, like we saw in the last game, we'll inform you when there's pitch clock violations on one side or the other. As Malagon will fire that one down to second, we will get ready to go. So we start with Randy Martinez to lead things off. Martinez, so far this season, batting .308 with 4 hits and 13 at bats, including 2 runs, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs this season. As Martinez stands in, and we are ready to go with Jasso, the right-hander, on the bump into his wind. Delivery on the way, swung on and missed, and we are underway. .102 start time here today. It's a nice day out today. No wind to speak of here so far. Temperatures a little cool still in January. We are on the 31st of January. 57 degrees out at first pitch and sunny here at Mike Gillespie Field. That one fouled away off of what looked like maybe just an unlucky little check swing that hits Martinez. So 2 strikes, 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Randy Martinez. As Jasso back to work into his delivery. Martinez hits this one on the ground. That'll get through on the left side for a base hit. And Harbor has a leadoff single, and they are off and running here in the first. So Martinez, his 5th hit of the season. Last year, Martinez was a .292 hitter, so not uncommon for him to get on. As here's Brandon Luna, the freshman out of Lakewood High School, standing in. With Martinez leading away from first. Jasso will check on him, and Martinez back pretty easily. Martinez 1 for 1 on the bases this year. Got a stolen base against Desert in their win, their 12-11 win. This one bunted on the ground, a good sacrifice bunt. Sherrill's only play is going to be first base, and they will collect the out as Luna sacrifices a man over. 1 down here in this first inning. Good job by Luna on the sac bunt. Nicely placed. So 1 down for DJ Garcia, the center fielder. Garcia, 111 on the season, 1 hit, 9 at bats. Hits the runner in scoring position. First pitch to Garcia, in on the outer half for a called strike. Sang shaded slightly out towards right center, with the rest of the outfield straight away as Jasso into the stretch. Set at the chest, he'll check on Martinez out at second base. Martinez in motion. Malagon gonna fire it to third. He's gonna throw it into left field. Martinez gonna come around to score. And LA Harbor gonna have a 1-0 lead here in the first on the throwing error from Frankie Malagon. So no balls and 2 strikes count. Throwing error on Malagon scores Martinez. First error of the ballgame on Canyons. And the 0-2 hits Garcia. And so Harbor right back with a runner on first. And so Jasso gets burned by the error and then hits Garcia on an 0-2. So for Martinez, it was a stolen base and he reached home on the error. Here's Ryan Diggle, the DH. Diggle, 1 hit and 1 at bat this season, so it's perfect so far. He'll lift this one towards Jaquez. He'll make the play at short, and he'll throw it over to first to be able to double off the runner at first base in Garcia. So Canyon's able to limit the damage to just 1 off the throwing error as Diggle softly lines to the shortstop, and then they double off Garcia. 6-3 at first for the 3rd out. So a run on a hit and an error. Nobody left on. Half an inning in the books. LA Harbor with a 1-0 lead. We'll give you the Canyons lineup. As set by Chris Cota here today. Alex Friend will lead things off and play right field, followed by the center fielder Hunter Asang, then Jose Mariano, the first baseman, in the 3-hole. Andrew Sherrill batting 4th. The shortstop Evan Jaquez batting 5th. Then Frankie Malagon in the 6th spot. Junjun Lee getting the start, his 2nd start of the season. out in left field. Then Curtis Lindsay, the DH in the 8th spot, and Reed Farrell batting 9th for College of the Canyons. They will face Lance Mazzocchi getting the start today. Mazzocchi this season, 3 innings pitched, gave up 10 hits, 9 runs, 4 earned against College of the Desert on January 25th. The freshman out of West Torrance getting his first start of the season. Sure why all our graphics popped up there. Take a look at the LA Harbor defense for you today. So Martinez in left, Garcia in center, Anderson out in right. From right to left on the infield, Torres, Luna, Mora, and Hernandez. With Aguilar behind the dish. We actually have that graphic wrong. Working alongside Lance Mazzocchi as the batter as we go to the home half of the first inning. Canyons trailing 1-0. Alex Friend will start things off for College of the Canyons. Friend 2 for 13 so far on the year. That ball crossed up the catcher. Aguilar caught the umpire, and home plate umpire's got to kind of settle himself in here. Medical staff out to check on him. That would certainly cause a delay. Looked like it caught him in the shoulder. It's a rough start for the home plate umpire, but it looks like he'll be all right. And actually, I think it might have hit Alex Friend. At least the Cougars thought it did. It's 0 balls and 1 strike count as they say it was a foul ball. So Friend behind in the count here. He'll swing and foul this one away. Happened to be looking down at the pitch, so I kind of missed some of that. So we said Friend 2 for 13 with 3 runs batted in, a double, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Behind in the count, 0-2. Mazzocchi up on the rubber. Out of the stretch, swings and delivers. This one swung and popped up on the infield. Playable for the first baseman, Torres, who makes the catch. Both he and Mora losing their hats on the play, but it's one away. So 1 down, here's Hunter Sang. Sang 2 for 11 so far this season. Swings and misses. Canyons offense has kind of been riding a little bit of a struggle at times. 9 runs in their last 2 games. They had 9 runs in their opening game, so it's kind of up and down right now. You saw the last time out here at Mike Gillespie Field. The top of the order really had a rough go of it. They didn't have a hit until a Sang's hit in the 8th inning, the top 3 in the order. Trying to change that up here today. Sang behind in the count with 2 strikes, swings and lifts this one out in the air towards right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Sang rounding towards second. He'll be in with a stand-up double, and Canyons is in business here in the first. Stand-up double from Hunter Sang, his first extra base hit of the season. And now Jose Mariano, the 3-hitter, will step in with a chance to try and even the game up at 1. Mariano struggled last time out here at home. Didn't have a hit in 3 at-bats against Saddleback. So far this season, Mariano 5 hits in 12 at-bats with 3 doubles and 4 RBIs. Chance to pick up another as he leads the team right now and runs batted in. Mariano, the sophomore out of Valencia High School. Stands in on the right side as Mazaki up on the rubber into the stretch and delivers, and Mariano takes a breaking ball up in the zone for a ball. Mazaki again ready in the stretch and delivers. That time a little off-speed pitch spins on the outside corner for a called strike, and we're even at 1-1. Mariano started the season with 2 hits and 5 at-bats against Saddleback. Was 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs on Wednesday against Orange Coast. Trying to continue a little hot streak here and keep something going. Canyons on the board. Swings and fouls that one away in a big cut. Mazaki so far not a guy that looks like he's going to overpower you too much, but crafty around the plate, wants to live low and on the outer half, especially against the big 3-hitter in Mariano. Sang leads away from second. Mariano takes the pitch up in the zone. Sang this year has not attempted to steal. Last year, Hunter had 12 stolen bases on the year, so certainly a guy that can run. But I think you don't want to take the bat out of either Mariano or Sherrill's hands, as you've got the 3 and the 4 hitters coming up with 1 out. Give them a couple of chances to try and drive a Sang home. Mariano fights that one off. Sits the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes still. Zaki settles in, hands up near his face. That pitch misses up in the zone, and Mariano's got it to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First inning here from Mike Gillespie Field. LA Harbor Hawks, College of the Canyons Cougars. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming in and joining us on the Cougar Sports Network as we wait for the 3-2 pitch. Mariano swings and lifts it to deep center field. Garcia giving a look, but he's not going to get there. As Mariano, his first home run of the season, a 2-run bomb to center field, and Canyons has their first lead here at home of the year. At 2-1, a 2-run shot from Jose Mariano here in the first off Mazaki. We saw Mariano do that in the preseason game against LA Pierce College. And 3 home runs in that ball game. 1 was a wall scraper to right. 2 were absolute shots out to center, similar to that one. And so now it's a 2-1 lead for College of the Canyons as Andrew Sherrill has a base hit out into left field. A solid ground ball single for Sherrill, and Canyons with 3 hits in a row with a runner at first base and 1 away. That'll bring Evan Jaquez to the plate. Jaquez this season off to a decent start. 4 hits and 11 at bats. 364 average with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Jaquez can supply some pop. Had 6 home runs last year. It's there with Sherrill at the plate. Lifts this one to left center field. Playable for Martinez, who will make the catch. and Sherrill will retreat back to first base. So Hawk is retired on a first pitch fly ball to left field. 2 down here in the home half of the first as Frankie Malagon will come to the plate. Malagon, the current student athlete of the week on the male side for College of the Canyons. 3 hits and 7 at-bats so far this season. He's driven in a couple of runs. Has a home run as well. As he takes that pitch outside and is ahead in the count, 1-0. Malagon, 2 extra base hits so far this year, has a double as well. So 2 of his 3 hits of extra base variety, slugging 1,000 so far this season. As he takes that pitch down in the zone, but a balk was called, so Sherrill will advance to second base. As they say, Mazaki never got set. So it stays 1 ball and no strikes. Malagon swings and lifts this one in the air out towards left center field. Should be playable for Martinez, who drifts to his left, makes the catch. But Canyons gets 2 on a 2-run home run to center field from Jose Mariano. The Cougars with a 2-0 or a 2-1 lead. As we'll go to the top half of the second inning when we come back here from Mike Gillespie Field.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get a free sub through the app.
Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Top half of the second, here from Mike Gillespie Field. Hernandez, Aguilar, and Anderson, the scheduled hitters against Jasso here in the second inning. Jasso now spotted a 2-1 lead. Christian Hernandez this season, 2 for 10. Takes that pitch down and away. 2 runs batted in. He's been hit 3 times. Has struck out twice. Was 0 for 2 yesterday in LA Harbor's loss to Cypress. Takes a called strike. Ball popped up, foul territory, and it'll get out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Hernandez waits on the 3-2 pitch from Jasso, fouls it off to the right once again. Jasso loses that one, catches Hernandez, who's been hit now 4 times on the season. Second hit batter of the ballgame by Jasso here early on. And a runner on first base for LA Harbor, with Isaiah Aguilar coming to the plate. Aguilar 0 for 11 so far this year. I'm going to check on Hernandez after he got hit. I think he got hit right above the knee on the front leg, maybe, or maybe did he get it in the elbow? Maybe he got it in the forearm or the elbow. So Hernandez is going to stay in there. I think he took it off the elbow, and he wears an elbow pad, but I think it caught him like just off the side of the elbow pad, so tough there. And so he'll stand down at first base, and Aguilar will stand in. Aguilar no hits, like we said, in 11 at-bats so far this year. Takes a called strike. Hernandez at first, nobody away here in the second inning. Good job by Malagon to keep that one in front. Hernandez will stay put. So a 1-1 count here. Jasso will just check over, make sure Hernandez stays put. That one swung on and missed by Aguilar. Good fastball that time from Jasso. Sits it at 1-2 with nobody out here in the second. Canyons with a 2-1 lead after the 2-run home run by Mariano to bounce back after giving up a run on the first to LA Harbor. Aguilar set down on strikes. Then they throw behind Hernandez at first, but he's back safely. One away, first strike out of the ball game for Jasso. Brings us to Colin Anderson. Anderson 1 for 10 so far this year. Pitch just misses down and away. Hernandez leading away from first. Josso taking his time. Now he'll deliver, and Anderson swings and misses. Lefty will step back out and get himself recollected. Anderson 0 for 3 against Cypress the other day. Has only hit an RBI single against Desert on the 25th. Hernandez this year has not attempted a steal. For those interested, they'll check on him nonetheless and make sure he's keeping himself honest. And now time is called by Marco Avalar. As I think they're going to maybe run for Hernandez here, as he looks very uncomfortable. And so now for LA Harbor, they got to find a pinch runner for the moment. So Alexis Lorea is the pinch runner. One ball and 2 strikes the count. Lorea fakes like he's going to go and then stays put. That pitch misses just away. So strikeout at the plate is Anderson down on strikes. Lorea has second base. Back-to-back strikeouts here. And now Eric Mora will stand in. This ball gets through Malagon back to the screen. So now Mora has a chance to try and even the game up at 2. Mora batting 1 for 9 this year at the plate. Two balls and no strikes to count to Mora. Lorea standing at third base. That one misses down. So 3 balls and no strikes. So now there's some question as Josso was going out of the windup and then decided to go from the stretch. Whether it should be a balk, but the umpires determined no. And he walks more on 4 pitches. So now you'll put runners on the corners here for LA Harbor, and Lucas Torres coming to the plate. Torres 1 for 3. That's actually going to bring Chris Cota out to the mound to talk to Josso here. Usually this would be a spot you see Ryan Paramo, but the head coach coming out, chatting with his starter. There's no action in the Canyons bullpen right now. So now Lucas Torres, the first baseman, with a big spot here. Takes a called strike. 2 down here in the top of the second. Runners on the corners with Mora at first and Lorea at third. This one in motion, this one chopped on the ground as the runner was in motion, but an easy play for Jaquez. And that will end the inning as Torres can't drive the run home. Josso gets out of trouble. Canyons takes a 2-1 lead into the home half of the second inning here from Mike Gillespie Field. So some defensive changes here for LA Harbor as we come back in. Laura will stay in the game. He'll go to second base. And Brandon Luna will move his way over to third base. Junjun Lee will lead things off here for Canyons in their half of the second inning. Lee 0 for 1 in the season opener against Saddleback. Getting an opportunity here, swings and misses. One of 2 international players for College of the Canyons this season. Lee from Wimon, Korea. Both he and Kotaro Kuwatani. Outside of the United States, Kuwatani from Japan. Lee behind in the count, 0-2. Ozaki's pitch. Lee hits it out to left field, but this one got a twist foul. Lee hit it a long way, right off the top of the wall. Ballpark doesn't have signage on it in terms of distance, but I think they read 330 to left and right field, 350 to center. But the ballpark doesn't play like that here at Mike Gillespie Field. Plays much, much shorter. As for whatever reason, the ball flight here, it's a launching pad. Last season, the most home runs in the state at Mike Gillespie Field. Lee down on strikes. They'll have to throw it to first to complete it, and they will. So one down is Junjun Lee down on strikes. First strikeout of the day for Mazaki. And Curtis Lindsay, the designated hitter, will stand in. Lindsay this season 2 for 10. No extra base hits. Does have 2 runs batted in. So one away as Lindsay waits on the pitch. He lines this one out into left field. That'll be down for a base hit. So Lindsay has his first hit of the day. 4th hit of the ball game for Canyons. Cougars in business with a runner on and 1 down here in the second inning as Reed Farrell comes to the plate. Farrell playing second base today. 2 for 13 with a double. Had a hit yesterday, just his second hit of the season. His only other hit came against Saddleback. That was the double, was 1 for 4 in that ball game. A check on Lindsay over at first, a hard snap tag by Torres. Lindsay was back in time. Lindsay kind of leaning the wrong way that time, but was back in just enough time. As Farrell waits once again. Zaki got himself in trouble in the first after a double to a Sang with 1 away. Gives up the single to Lindsay with 1 down here in the second. Behind in the count, 1 ball, no strikes to Reed Farrell. This time, this ball actually hits the assistant coach for Canyons, Russell Hogland. Now, that's an unfortunate break for Canyons that time, as the ball got away from Torres. Hogland just happened to be standing right behind. Otherwise, Lindsay would have been able to move up at least 90 feet, maybe more, with how much space there is in foul territory at Mike Gillespie Field. This ball popped up in foul ground. You see the foul territory. Torres making it a bit of an adventure and can't come up with it. So new life here for Farrell. There's a bunch more room off to the left field side as well. The bullpens actually stretch out behind the third base dugout. So first base side, it's a straight wall right up to where you can see on the fence, right behind the dugout. But third base side, there's a ton more room. Some of the largest foul territory in Southern California here at Mike Gillespie Field. So we had to get Mizaki off the rubber as Farrell had not engaged yet. Lindsay again having to dive back. So again, we wait on a 1-1 here to Farrell. Mizaki delivers. That one misses down and away. This one lined out in the left field past the third baseman in Luna. Lindsay will stay at second. Farrell has a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Canyons here in the second. And runners at first and second as we go back to the top of the order for Alex Friend. So Friend stands in, 0 for 1 today, popped up to the first baseman in his first at bat. That curveball down in the dirt. Aguilar does a good job to keep it out in front. Lindsay at second, Farrell at first. Infield double play depth with one away here in the second inning. Outfield shaded straight away for the moment with Friend, who waits and takes a called strike on the outer half. Friend just 2 hits and 14 at bats on the year. Does have an extra base hit and a double. Takes a breaking ball in the upper portion of the zone for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Friend. Canyons 2 runs in the first off a 2-run home run from Mariano. Trying to add to it here in the second with 2 on and 1 away. Friend fights that one off to the right side. Friend waiting until the pitch clock goes as far down as he possibly can. Friend down on strikes. Second strikeout in the inning. And now there's arguments over the pitch clock and how the pitch clock and engagement between the batter and the pitcher works. I think the discussion was really because of how long Alex Friend was taking to engage with Lance Mazzocchi. And Friend has until a certain portion of the pitch clock to engage. He can stand there looking the other way, looking down. Until he engages, Mazzocchi can't get himself into the stretch. It's part of that little now game inside the game when it comes to the pitch clock. That was what I believe the argument was. Here's Hunter Sang, doubled in his first at-bat and scored on the Mariano home run, trying to bring home another. It's 2 on and 2 away here in the second inning. After a strikeout of Jung Joon Lee, Curtis Lindsey and Reed Farrell each with hits, then Friend struck out swinging. This one hit on the ground, diving stop from Luna, but he's not going to be able to make a throw. Stumbled trying to get up. And it's an infield hit for Hunter Sang. As the Sang runs extremely well. 6th hit of the ball game for Canyons. And now Jose Mariano steps in with the bases loaded. Mariano already a 2-run home run in the ball game, his first of the season. Give him 7 RBIs now on the year. Looking for more, takes a called strike. This one fouled straight back to the screen by Mariano on a big cut. No balls and 2 strikes here. Mariano this season in 13 at-bats, just 2 strikeouts. We'll stand in and wait on a 0-2 with the bases loaded. Swings and lifts this one in the air towards right center field. Should be playable, but it'll fall between Garcia and Anderson. At least 2 runs will score. As Sang hustling around third, he'll come home. And it's a 3 RBI double out to right center field for Jose Mariano. So Mariano doing all sorts of damage today, has driven in all 5 of the Canyons runs. And now Andrew Sherrill, who's got a single, will come to the plate. Wasn't a ball that was hit extremely hard from Mariano, but with the right-hander up there, Garcia was shading out towards left center as he is right now. And it made it a tough play with Anderson a little bit further down the line out there and right. Kind of just a perfectly placed ball for Jose Mariano. So it's a 4-run lead for Canyons here in the second with 2 away. Sherrill takes a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Sherrill picked up just his 3rd hit of the season in the first inning. Pitch misses down. So an advantage count here for Andrew Sherrill. Right-handed hitting sophomore out of Taft. To Taft Union High School. Takes the 2-1 inside. Zaki's 3-1 is called for a strike on the outside. So a 3-2 count here to Sherrill. Mariano leading away from second. 3-2 pitch. Sherrill lines it out into left field for a base hit. They will send Mariano as the ball bounced away from Martinez. Mariano going to score on the RBI hit from Andrew Sherrill. So score it. A base hit, another run for Canyons. Martinez going to get hit with an error. And here's Evan Jaquez, who flew out to left field in his first at bat. Takes a called strike. Martinez, the ball was hit hard enough. Mariano runs all right for the big 6'1" sophomore. And Martinez picked it up cleanly. He might have been able to try and force a play at the plate. Instead, couldn't do anything with it. Jaquez hits this one out in the air towards right field. And crashing into the wall is Anderson to make the catch. On a fly ball, so Jaquez down for the second time. This time on a fly ball to right field, but the damage done. Canyons 5 runs in the second inning, thanks in part to a 3-run bases clearing double from Jose Mariano and an RBI single from Andrew Sherrill. Make it 6-1 in favor of Canyons as we go to the third.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Top of the order due up here for LA Harbor in their top half of the third inning. His first pitch swinging, Martinez hits it on the infield, and it'll get by Reed Farrell. Scored an error on Farrell. Second error of the ball game on Canyons. And now Brandon Luna had a sacrifice bunt in the first to move Martinez over. Martinez has reached twice today. Stole a base, scored on an error from Frankie Malagon. So far, the only LA Harbor run unearned. So they trail by 5, and they're opting to let Luna swing here in this third inning. That ball gets away from Malagon, skips away from him into the dugout. And they will the runner will stay at second base, as he was not past the bag when the ball went into the dugout, so he'll only get one base. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Luna. This one hit on the ground. Jasso makes a nice play, throws towards third. They're not going to be able to get Martinez as Jasso slipped on the mound. Made a nice play to knock the ball down. But now to put runners on the corners here. So it's scored as a fielder's choice. And an errant throw on Jasso. I'm not sure it'll be scored as that, as it's a tough play regardless. So now DJ Garcia will move. Runner in motion here. Canyons had Martinez in a rundown, but Malagon throws it out into left field again for the second time today. And LA Harbor going to get a run off a second throwing error. Second time today, Malagon has thrown one out into left field to allow Randy Martinez to score. So now a runner at second base here. Harbor trying to chip away. They get one. There's an error on Jasso on the ground ball back from Luna on the throw, and then an error from Malagon to score Martinez. So far, neither run for LA Harbor has been earned. Canyons helping out the Hawks here. Martinez reaching on the error from Farrell. Then advancing to the plate on the error, or advancing to third, excuse me, on the error by Jasso, and advancing to the plate on the errant throw by Malagon after they had him hung up. That ball again getting away from Malagon, and another wild pitch from Jasso. Jasso last season had 5 wild pitches. Already a couple here today. It's a 2-1 count now with a runner at third base. In a 4-run ball game, Garcia at the plate was hit in his first plate appearance. Swings and misses, and the count even at 2-2. So now Jossel's got to work himself out of some trouble once again. Got out of it in the second inning with a runner at third base. Sets down Garcia on strikes. Third strikeout of the ball game. For Jasso. And now Ryan Diggle will come to the plate, lined out to the shortstop, which turned into an inning-ending double play in the first. Just a soft line drive that Jaquez was able to make the play and double off Garcia, who was running on the pitch. Diggle swings and misses. The count is even at 1-1. 6-2 in favor of Canyons. Cougars with 2 runs in the first, 4 in the second. Harbor with a run in the first and a run here in the third so far, with a runner at third base and 1 away. Diggle hits this one towards second. Farrell makes a sliding catch, wants to fire it across the diamond on a one-hop. Sherrill able to collect it there. But Diggle, for the second time today, lines out on the infield, this time a little bit harder. 2 down, and Alexis Lara will come in. Lara pinch running in the second for Christian Hernandez, who was hurt. And now transfers and stays in at the plate. Swings and misses. No numbers on Lara this year. This one chopped towards Sherrill at third. Collects on a fair ball, fires but not in time. Lara has an infield hit. This is a tough play for Andrew Sherrill there. I think it was a little unlucky that Sherrill even got his hand on it. Had he missed, that ball might have bounced foul. It's an infield hit for Lara. Isaiah Aguilar, who struck out in his first at-bat, comes in. So another run across for LA Harbor. Two away in the inning here. They've got 2 runs across. Lara standing at first. Who had a stolen base. He's going to run here, and this one fouled straight back by Aguilar. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 away here in the third. Aguilar fights it off. Lara in motion. Aguilar down on strikes for the second time today. Second strikeout in the inning, 4th in the ball game for Jasso. But he gives up 2 here in the third. 6-3 ball game. We go to the home half. Here from Mike Gillespie Field. Home half of the third. It'll be Malagon, Junjun Lee, and Curtis Lindsay, the scheduled hitters for Canyons here. Malagon flew out to left field in his first at-bat of the ball game, takes the pitch away. A little bit of a rough day behind the plate for Frankie Malagon. 2 throwing errors that have led to runs. Trying to atone for it here at the plate against Mizaki, takes that pitch down. Mazaki into the third inning today. Second time this season, Mazaki's pitched into the third. This one lined back up the middle for a base hit. So Malagon has a base hit. Canyons with the leadoff runner aboard for the first time today. And Jungju Lee will come to the plate. Struck out in his only at bat. See if Chris Cota has anything on here with Malagon at first base. Mazaki will check on Malagon. Off-speed pitch to Lee, misses up. Again, they'll keep an eye on Malagon. So just keeping an eye on Malagon, the catcher here. Canyons is not a team that runs very often, if at all. They haven't attempted a stolen base yet this year. In previous seasons, it's really not anything that Chris Cota attacks. Last year was the first season I remember in a while with Hunter Asang with 12 stolen bases that you had anybody in double-digit steals. That one on the outer half to Lee for a strike. 2-1. That one's a breaking ball into Lee. Not happy with the call. The pitch was up in the zone. Home plate umpire disagreed. So we go 2-2. Nobody out. Top or bottom half of the third here. Malagon again will have to dive back. They continue to keep him close over there at first base. Mazaki didn't finish through on that one, misses up, and the count will be full here. Lee down on strikes for the second time today, chases one out of the zone. One away, third strikeout for Mazaki. Curtis Lindsay will come to the plate, had a single and scored in the second inning. This one not moving very fast today, but moving nonetheless. Lindsay takes that pitch up. That one in for a strike. 1-1 the count here to Curtis Lindsay, the designated hitter. And again, they keep Malagon close. Remember, here in college baseball, there's no rule against the number of pickoff attempts in college baseball. You cannot disengage from the batter more than twice in an at-bat, but you can pick off a few times, or as many times as you would like. Lindsay behind the count, 1-2. Two balls, two strikes. Lindsay fights it off. We'll stay at 2-2 here to Curtis Lindsay. Again, not able to put that one in play. Down on strikes and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher. Back-to-back strikeouts. For Mazaki, who's got 4 Ks now in the ball game, and Reed Farrell comes to the plate, trying to keep an inning going here that Canyons had the leadoff runner aboard. Farrell picked up a hit in his first at-bat today. Takes a big hack and misses. Picked up just his 3rd hit of the season last inning. Trying to keep this inning rolling here for Canyons with Malagon at first base. Stepping a dive from Malagon back. That one drops in for a called strike. And Farrell is out on a violation. It is a pitch violation strikeout. So pitch violation, strikeout ends the inning. And that'll take us to the 4th inning. Canyons, no runs on a hit. 1 left on. We'll go to the 4th inning here from Mike Gillespie Field. 6-3 in favor of Canyons. Anderson, Mora, and Torres, the scheduled hitters for LA Harbor here in this fourth inning. First pitch swinging, lifted out towards left field is Anderson. Drifting back is Lee to make the catch. One pitch, one out here in the fourth. Jasso still out there working. Jasso last season went deep in ball games a few times. Still, I think, ramping up a little bit. Only went 3 2/3 his last time out. Got himself into trouble as well against Saddleback. Sends a strike over to Mora. Mora walked and was stranded in the second. Takes a breaking ball. Jasso 4 strikeouts in the ballgame so far. He's given up 3 runs, but none of them have been earned. As Canyons has hurt themselves today on errors. This one grounded through the right side for a base hit. Friend will pick it up and glide it back in. So 1 out single for Eric Mora, his first hit of the ball game. For Mora, just his second hit of the season. Harbor with a runner on now for Lucas Torres, who grounded to short in his first at-bat. Harbor has run a little bit today, 3 for 4 in there, a little bit this season, I should say, 3 for 4 on the bases. They have a couple of steals today as Jasso checks over, easily diving back that time was Mora. Martinez had a stolen base back in the first, ended up scoring. Laura had a stolen base in the second, but was stranded. First pitch to Torres in there for a strike. Infield the double play depth with 1 away here. Jasso trying to work through the 4th inning for the first time this season. Runner in motion. Swinging strike and a high throw from Malagon that's saved by Jaquez. 3rd stolen base of the ball game for LA Harbor. And now Torres has a runner in scoring position with 1 away. Behind in the count, 1 and 2. Torres just looking for his second hit of the season and potentially his second RBI as he fouls that one back into the facilities area here of College of the Canyons. Stays at 0-2. Jasso has to step off. That'll be his first disengagement here, the at-bat. That one fouled away. Torres just staying alive. Called strike 3 on Torres. Jasso has his 5th strikeout of the ball game. 2 down as he sets down Torres looking. And with 2 away, we go to Randy Martinez, who's reached twice today. Swings and lifts this one in the air in foul territory. Going to be a long run, but Chunjun Lee making the catch near the bullpen for the final out of the inning. So Martinez fouls out. And that'll end the 4th inning here. So a 1-out single for Mora and nothing else. As we go to the home half of the 4th inning with Canyons leading LA Harbor 6-3.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Top of the order due up for Canyons here in the 4th, and friend is Sang and Mariano. Facing Mazaki, who stays in there into the 4th today. Frando for 2, popped out and struck out. Brendan's still chasing that 3rd hit of the season. Now 2 for 15, hitting under 150 on the year. This one chopped on the ground, scooped by Mora, and fires on one hop to first base, one away. So one down, Hunter Sang coming to the plate. Sang 2 for 2, a single and a double, scored twice. Shows bunt, bunts it up the third base line, but foul. So saying just 2 hits in the first 3 games of the season, but a couple here today. Getting 4 runs scored now in the season. Has bumped his average up to just about 200 on the year. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Takes a called strike. Make it 1-2. Zaki overthrows a touch that time, misses away. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Hunter Sang. just misses outside, so the count runs full. This one lifted in the air towards straightaway center field. Garcia shading his eyes from the sun will make the catch. 2 down. So now Mariano, who's driven in 5 of the 6 runs so far today. A home run and a double. And as many at-bats, steps in. Right-hander trying to come alive here. This middle inning. Last 2 games, he's got 5 hits. It's 3 for 4 against Orange Coast with a couple of RBIs. Now has 4 doubles on the season. Leads the team in RBIs with 9. Heading the count 2-0 as Mazaki pitching cautiously to the righty. Breaking ball gets in there for a strike. Now Mazaki behind 3-1. Two outs, nobody on here for Mariano. Mazaki trying to work a clean inning for the first time today. Mariano fouls the 3-1 back to the screen, so the count will run full. For Mazaki, this would be actually the first clean inning of the ballgame for either side, should he get past Mariano here. So there's been traffic in every inning so far, every half of an inning so far. Payoff pitch, Mariano fouls it back to the screen. We'll do it again. Mariano down on strikes. Mazaki works a clean inning. 5th. 6th strikeout of the ball game for Mariano. We go to the 5th inning. 6-3 in favor of Canyons. Luna, Garcia, and Diggle, the scheduled hitters for LA Harbor College. Josso working into the 5th for the first time this season. Luna 0 for 1 today. Sacrifice bunt in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd. Up for the 3rd time here in the 5th inning. Josso has yet to work a clean inning. Has given up traffic in every inning so far. Luna fouls that one off to the left. Behind the count 1-2. Canyons 2 in the first, 4 in the second. LA Harbor 1 in the first, 2 in the third. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Hawks. 6 runs on 9 hits and 4 errors for the Cougars. Errors are getting bigger and bigger every game this season. This one grounded towards Jaquez, fires across. Mariano with a nice stretch to dig it out. One away. Tough play that time for Jaquez, backhand in the hole. Will show off the arm strength, fires it across to first for the first out of the inning. DJ Garcia hit by a pitch and struck out. Was doubled off and the first comes in. Went in for a called strike. Two on the count here to Garcia. Josso starting to throw the ball even harder. We've seen that from Joseph Josso this year, or the last 2 years. As he gets deeper into a ball game, velocity will ramp up a bit as he settles in. Misses on a 2-2 count, roll run full. One away here in the 5th inning. Thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We appreciate it. Hope you tune in the rest of the baseball season, watch some softball and the finish of the basketball season as well. This one lifted out in the air into shallow left. Jaquez about 4 steps onto the grass will make the catch. 2 away. Brings us to Ryan Diggle. A couple of line outs today. Softly lined out to short in the first. Had maybe a hit taken away from him from Reed Farrell in the 3rd. Farrell had to make a sliding stop on a hard line drive out towards second. Oh, 1 to Diggle down in the dirt. One from Josso on the way. Diggle swings and misses. So after Mazaki put up a clean inning, Josso trying to do the same. Diggle will softly chop this one towards short. A perfect inning for Evan Jaquez at short. Couple of ground balls he picks up. And a fly ball as well. Josso a clean inning, 1-2-3 as he sets down the side in order. At the end of 4 1/2, Canyons with a 6-3 lead. Cheryl, Jaquez, and Malagon, the scheduled hitters to face Mazaki in this 5th inning. Cheryl, first pitch swinging, pops it up on the infield, playable. The shortstop, Mora, will drift and make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. So Cheryl, who was 2 for 2, pops out. 1 down for Evan Jaquez, who's flown out to left and right so far today. Jaquez first pitch swinging, pops this one up on the infield as well. And a couple of pop outs to the shortstop, Mora. 2 quick outs for Mazaki, and that'll extend his outing potentially. So 2 away. Frankie Malagon, who singled in the 3rd, flew out to left in the 1st, comes up. So Mazaki, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Malagon decides to take the first pitch up. It's 1 ball and no strikes. One to Malagon. Student Athlete of the Week. He'll drive this one on the ground. Scooped up by the shortstop, Luna. And after the top half of the 4th where everything went to short, the bottom half does the same. Canyons goes 1, 2, 3. 9 straight retired for Mazaki. And we go to the 6th inning in a 3-run ball game. Laura Aguilar and Anderson, the scheduled hitters for LA Harbor. Deepest outing of the season for Joseph Jasso. First pitch to Laura in for a called strike. So the last 6 outs of the ball game have all gone to the shortstops for both Canyons and LA Harbor. Jasso trying to make it 6 in a row retired himself. This one chopped towards short. Jaquez on 4 hops, picks up and fires. 7 straight to the shortstop from either side. Jaquez makes the play, 1 away. 6 in a row now retired for Jasso. Face Aguilar, who he struck out twice. Aguilar first pitch swinging, chops it up the middle. Jaquez scoops, takes his time, fires to first. And Aguilar down on one pitch. Apparently we're just playing it to the shortstop here in this middle portion of the ball game. 7 straight retired by Jasso. And now Anderson, who's flown out and struck out, swings at the first pitch and misses. Seen a situation like this where everything going right to short. 5 straight outs for LA Harbor have all gone to Evan Jaquez, and Canyons, all 3 of their outs in their half of the 5th were hit at the shortstop Eric Mora. Talk about 8 straight. 2 strikes here on Colin Anderson. Sixth strikeout of the ball game for Jasso, as he sets down Anderson for the second time. And we go to the home half of the 6th inning. A 1-2-3 inning. 8 straight retired for Jasso. Home half of the 6th when we come back. Lee, Lindsay, and Farrell scheduled to hit against Mazaki in the 6th for Canyons. Canyons 6 runs on 9 hits. Haven't given up an earned run yet in the ball game. All 3 of LA Harbor's runs have been unearned. Canyons with 4 errors. So that's been the issue for Canyons so far. 14 errors now on the season. Lee 0 for 2, struck out twice. Swings and lines this one down the third base line. That'll get through for a base hit. Lee trying for second base, and he'll be in there with a stand-up double. First hit of the season for Junjun Lee. And it's a leadoff double, and Canyons in business here in the 6th. A little media day yesterday with the boys, and Junjun Lee and Kotaro Kuwatani were 2 of the funnier guys out there. Have that for you on our social media, little Cougar chats if you're unfamiliar. Something we've been doing this season, get you a chance to get to know the athletes. Check out COC Athletics on Instagram. That's where those get posted. So here's Curtis Lindsay. 1 for 2 today, a single and a strikeout as a ball comes scattering through behind the plate from the bullpen for LA Harbor as they've got some action going on. So Lindsay gets in. And we'll try it again. Leadoff double from Lee. They'll pick behind Lee on a set pickoff play, but Junjun Lee was ready for it. Couldn't really see it on the screen. He had it in tight, but the shortstop Mora broke towards third. And Laura broke back towards second base, but Lee was wise to it. Lindsay swings and lifts it to straightaway center field. Garcia, having to shade his eyes, will make the catch. Lee get a tag. He'll advance to third. So Lindsay does his job, moves the runner over. One away here in the 6th inning. And Reed Farrell will come to the plate. So Lindsay does his job. Now Farrell trying to do the same. Infield drug in here for LA Harbor. As Farrell, first pitch swinging, lifts it in the air out towards right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Lee was tagging just to be safe. He'll score easily. Reed Farrell in with a stand-up double. And Canyons has extended the lead back up to 4 with an RBI hit from Reed Farrell. His first RBI of the season and second extra base hit. So a couple of doubles for Canyons here, scoring runs. Junjun Lee comes around to score after he picked up his first hit of the season and his first extra base hit here in college baseball in Southern California. And now Alex Friend, who's had a tough day today, 0 for 3. Grounded to short in his last at bat, comes in. With Farrell standing at second base, trying to break this one back open for Canyons. Friend takes a called strike. He's behind on the count, 0-1. They throw behind Farrell. That one bounces out into center field. Farrell's going to be able to get to third on an errant pickoff throw that time. From Mazaki. So the first error of the ball game, credited on the scoreboard anyway for LA Harbor. I believe they're second, so now 11 on the season. The infield draws back in here with Friend at the plate. He fouls this one into the dugout. Nice play by Hunter Asang from the on-deck circle. No balls and 2 strikes to count here to Alex Friend. Runner standing 90 feet away. Didn't do it last time out, but Mazaki, no wild pitches so far on the season. Friend hits this one out in the air towards left field. Martinez going to make the catch. They will send Farrell, who will score easily. And it's a sacrifice fly ball for Alex Friend. Canyons another run on the board. They get 8-3 now. So Friend and Lindsay both doing their jobs here in the inning. Second run pushed across, and now Hunter Asang, who's 2 for 3, will stand in. So the error that time on Mazaki hurts himself, as it allows a sacrifice fly ball from Alex Friend. And now Hunter Asang will try and restart the inning with 2 away here for Canyons. He shows bunt, pops it in the air. No chance for Luna to make the play. So just it's a strike, and that's it. Sang doubled in the first and scored, singled in the second and scored, both times off of Jose Mariano hits. Mariano a double and a home run into the game today. 5 of the 8 runs driven in by him for Canyons today. Sang responsible for 2 of the runs. coming around to score now. 4 runs scored on the season. Waits on a 1-1 pitch from Mazaki. Swings and hits it on the ground on 2 hops scooped up by Luna. He'll fire. It's high. The tag was made on the chest by Torres, and that will end the inning. But Canyons gets 2. As Jun Lee, Reed Farrell with a couple of doubles. Sacrifice fly ball from Alex Friend drove in the second run. And we'll go to the 7th inning with Canyons and an 8-3 lead. Mora, Torres, and Martinez, the scheduled hitters for Harbor. Jasso is retired 7 in a row. Excuse me, 8 in a row. Called strike against Mora. He's quickly ahead, 0-2. Jasso into the 7th here today. Some action going in the Canyons bullpen for the first time, really. Jasso overthrows a bit, misses away. The right-hander in Canyons bullpen, but I can't tell who. Hard to see from where we are over the top of the dugout. Looks like it might be Tyler Jackson. Mora hits this one on the ground on 1 hop, scooped up by Sherrill. Fires across, 1 away. One down here in the top half of the 7th. Lucas Torres, who's grounded to short and struck out, comes up. Torres chops this one towards second. Friend will scoop it on a hop. Throws to first. Dug out by Mariano. So 2 down. Farrell in at second base today. Has played most of the season, or most of the first 3 games out in right field. Working in at second base here today. So here's Randy Martinez. 1 for 3. Singled, scored in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third. And popped up in foul territory to Jun Lee to end the 4th. Through balls and no strikes here to Martinez. Josso comes with a 3-0 fastball for a strike. Josso working much more free than he did early on in the ball game. Now with a 5-run lead once again. But he walks Martinez on 5 pitches. Second walk for Josso. He retired 10 in a row before the walk. And now he faces Brandon Luna. Luna 0 for 2 today. Did score after he reached on a fielder's choice back in the third. That was the inning that Canyons had 3 errors. Allowed LA Harbor to pick up a couple of runs. They've cleaned it up defensively since. Josso's first pitch was over for a strike. Martinez already a stolen base in the ballgame today. He's going to run here on this pitch. That ball lifted out in the air towards left center field. Asang drifting over, unable to keep the ball in his glove, and he looks like he's hurt as he went down, trying to make a diving play. So it's a run-scoring hit for Luna, but the concern more about Hunter Asang at the moment when it comes for Canyons. I think he rolled over on his glove arm. Medical staff out there to check on him. It looks like they are working on his left. It was a tough play on a ball just drifting out towards left center. Asang made a long run to try and get there. Nearly came up with it. Had the ball actually, I think, in his glove for a split second, but just couldn't hold on. Looks like Asang gonna stay in there. So nothing will change defensively for Canyons. An RBI double for Brandon Luna. And DJ Garcia's 0 for 2 today will come to the plate. And I think that might spell the end of the day for Joseph Josso. 6 2/3. But the walk to Martinez and the double to Brandon Luna will spell the end for him today. Little trouble early on, retired 10 in a row at one point from the 4th to the 7th inning. But he's lifted with 2 away and a runner at second base for Tyler Jackson, who will come in to try and finish out the 7th here. So we'll have more when we come back in just a second. Tyler Jackson comes in. Jackson's only appearance of the year was on Wednesday. Pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits and a run, struck out 1. Faces DJ Garcia, gets a strike over. Trying to hold it here. Canyons with a 4-run lead now, 8-4. This one lifted out into left center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Rounding and going to second is Garcia. Jackson gives up the Josso run. And LA Harbor right back within 3 with a 2-run 7th inning. As moving all the way to third on the throw to second base that time. Was Garcia. So DJ Garcia with an RBI hit. Close the book on Josso. Gives up 4 runs, or 5 runs on 5 hits in the ball game, but only 2 of them earned. Here's Ryan Diggle now. So Jackson on just the second pitch he throws gives up a triple to Garcia. This one popped up foul, out of play. Harbor trying to spoil a decent outing from Josso. Really the errors making things worse on Canyons today. Good pitch from Jackson in for a strike. Trying to steal the plate, not going to get there, is Diggle, or excuse me, is Garcia. He's out at the plate. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Harbor gets a couple, though, on 2 hits and an error. Stretch time here from Mike Gillespie Field, 8-5 in favor of Canyons. So Harbor going to go with a pitching change here in the 7th. KJ Romero going to come in. Romero this season, 2 innings pitched in his only appearance. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, walked 3, and struck out 2. Closed the book on Mizaki. He goes 6 innings. Gives up 8 runs on 11 hits. Had a clean day in terms of walks. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 7. Scratch that, struck out 6. Got credited with a disengagement strikeout as well. Mariano, 2 for 3 today. Facing Romero here. Swings and lifts this one in the air. Playable out in left center field. The catch is made by the left fielder Martinez, 1 away. There's Andrew Sherrill, popped up to the shortstop in his last at-bat. 2 hits in the first 2 at-bats. Canyons 5 errors in the ballgame today. For Mizaki, just 7 earned runs against. The Reed Farrell run goes down as unearned. After the error by Mizaki in that inning to move him to third. Sherrill takes that pitch inside. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-run ball game. Canyons got it back up to a 5-run lead at 8-3 after 2 runs in the 6th, but 2 in the 7th by LA Harbor. Made it tight once again. Now Canyons trying to come up with a couple of more. Sherrill hits this one on the ground. Mora scoops and fires on the 3-hopper. 2 away. Two down for Evan Jaquez, who's hitless so far today. Jaquez 2 for 5 on Wednesday with an RBI. Behind Jose Mariano for the team lead in hits. Lifts this one in the air towards left field and playable. Martinez camped under it, will make the catch. So 3 up, 3 down for KJ Romero. Jaquez down for the 4th time, I should say, in the air. A 1-2-3 inning, and we go to the 8th in a 3-run ball game with Canyons clinging to a 3-run lead.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees. They catapult into desirable careers in top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
Tyler Jackson going to stay out there here for the 8th. Jackson will face Diggle, Laura, and Aguilar as Diggle was left at the plate after Garcia tried to steal home in the last inning. Diggle 0 for 3. Soft line drive to short, a hard line drive to second, and a ground ball to short. Shadow's starting to creep in. Diggle first pitch swinging, lines it down the line past a diving Andrew Sherrill into the corner. Diggle will round and head to second base as Junjun Lee picks it up and fires it in. And a leadoff double for Ryan Diggle, his first hit of the ball game. And Harbor trying to charge their way back. They led in the first 1-0. They've trailed since. Their 6th hit of the ball game. Second extra base hit given up by Jackson. As now he faces Laura here, who came in to take over for Hernandez after he was hit by a pitch in the first. He singled and grounded to short. Laura shows bunt. They say yes, he did. No action in the Canyons bullpen right now, so it looks like it's Jackson's inning, at least for the moment. Laura drags it back that time, 1-1. Jackson's pitch fouled off to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Nobody out here in the 8th inning. A leadoff double from Ryan Diggle. Alexis Laura trying to add one more here for Harbor. 1-2 fought off. Two count here to Laura. Jackson very deliberate in his approach on the rubber. Will deliver the 2-2 and Laura fooled by it. Set down on strikes. One away, first strikeout. Or Tyler Jackson. Now Isaiah Aguilar, who's 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts today. And a ground ball to short steps in. First pitch from Jackson in for a for a swinging strike. They're going to pinch run here for Diggle. Trying to put something on. So Christian Juarez into pinch run. So no balls and a strike to Aguilar. Juarez, the pinch runner. This one hit on the ground towards short. Jaquez juggles, fires, completes the out. It's a tough play on a ground ball right at him and right at the runner. So 2 down. Aguilar grounds out to short for the second time, and now Colin Anderson to the plate. Christian Juarez's first action of the season. Anderson 0 for 3. Jackson's pitch misses away. Anderson struck out twice. And flew out to left field. And the count 2-0. Jackson 3 straight outside the zone, working away here to Anderson. Eric Mora, who's 1 for 2, waiting in the on-deck circle. 3-0 in for a strike. That one will keep keep Anderson at the plate. And then the payoff pitch up coming, 3-2 away. Top half of the 8th and a 3-run ball game. 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for LA Harbor, 8 runs on 11 hits and 5 errors for Canyons. This ball lifted in the air, foul territory. Jaquez drifting over as it comes back into fair territory, and it lands. Then Jaquez is thrown to second base, and Farrell can't collect. So 2 errors on the play. Result in a run for LA Harbor. So an error on Jaquez and an error on Farrell. Now 6 errors in the ball game as Mora can try and make it a 1-run game here. As he does, he lines it out into right center field. That'll get down for extra bases. Scoring easily from second base is Anderson. And we have a 1-run ball game here in the 8th inning. As Mora with his second hit trading places. So the errors hurting Canyon, 6 of them today. And now we'll pinch hit here for Lucas Torres. Ronnie Ogasuku will come in to pinch hit. That'll end the day for Tyler Jackson as well. So pitching change here. Jaquez is going to come into pitch. Canyon's going to go with straight 9 now. So Jackson goes a full inning. We'll get all the changes for you here in a moment. So Evan Hawkes will come in here to pitch. Kotaro Kuwatani will go into short. Everything else will stay the same. So Hawkes will face Ogosuku here. He will pinch hit. Hawkes pitched a couple of times maybe last year, pitched a little bit in high school. This will be his first appearance of the season here today. As Ogosuku, first pitch swinging, fouls it away. Ogosuku hasn't had an at-bat yet this year. Two strikes here to Ogosuku with two away. This one grounded towards short. Kuwatani will scoop it up, fires to first. Hawkes faces a batter, gets out of the jam, but not before damage done. 2 runs across. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-run ball game as we go into the home half of the 8th inning. With LA Harbor trailing 8-7. Malagon, Junjunli, and Kuwatani, the scheduled hitters now. Or at least the DH spot. But I believe it will be Kuwatani hitting in that spot. Facing KJ Romero. Ogusuku stays in at first base. The shadows have really creeped in. Two balls and no strikes here to Malagon. Malagon 1 for 3 today. Heading the count 2-0, make it 3-0. These Canyons could use at least a run here, maybe more. As they find themselves in a one-run ball game. They led 6-1 and 8-3. Malagon got a 4-pitch walk, so he'll reach for the second time today. And Junjun Liu doubled for his first hit of the season. Back in, the 6th comes to the plate. Canyons doesn't run. Hardly at all, if ever. They haven't attempted a steal yet this season. Don't imagine they'll start now. Malagon going to have to dive back, though, as Romero keeps him close. Junjun Lee, a leadoff double back in the 6th inning, and then came around to score. Shows bunt, that one down in the dirt. Malagon going to try and run, and Aguilar throws it into center field. Malagon going to stay there. So a ball in the dirt steal, good read from Frankie Malagon. So a stolen base for Canyons. And now Junjun Lee. And a 1-1 count. Is it a 2-0 count? And this one gets away as Romero throws it to the screen. Malagon over to third. It's a wild pitch. And now Junjun Lee in a 2-0 count. The infield will come in. He's got a chance to try and drive home a run. As Romero's missed the last 2 pitches by a wide margin. One was blocked, the other one not. This one lifted in the air towards right center field. Should be well deep enough to score Malagon, and it is, as Malagon will scamper home without a throw. And Junjun Lee doing his job driving in a run after a couple of wild pitches from Romero. One that was blocked in the dirt by Aguilar, but Malagon able to move up 90 feet, and the other one got back to the screen. So an RBI sacrifice fly ball, and Kotaro Kuwatani will come in. With the bases empty. And Kuwatani gets hit on the left foot on the first pitch. And so Romero, who's missed everything into the left-handed batter's box this inning, every pitch he's kind of pulled has been well inside the left-handed batter's box, and that time it bites him as it hits Kuwatani. So now Kuwatani at first with Reed Farrell at the plate. Canyons getting 1 here in the inning. Still no, or just 1 away. First pitch in for a called strike. Watani have to dive back again as Romero checks over. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Reed Farrell. Singled and doubled, scored twice. Watani in motion, Farrell fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. Good jump from Kuwatani. Might have had second base stolen, but Farrell fouled it straight back, protecting him on a strike pitch as well. Kuwatani will stay put this time. Farrell will swing and foul it off to the right. Still a 0-2 count here. Oh, 2 to Farrell down in the dirt. This one chopped back to Romero. He'll scoop it up, fires to second for 1. And then the shortstop, Mora, doesn't throw to first. Might have had Farrell on a double up. But instead, they just cut down the lead runner. Score at 1-6 if you're scoring at home for the second out. Reed Farrell on with a fielder's choice. And Alex Friend, who's 0 for 3 today, comes to the plate. This one popped up, foul territory. Ogosuku traveling over will be able to get under it and make the play, and that'll end the inning. Canyons does get 1. A leadoff walk from Malagon, a couple of wild pitches, and a sacrifice fly ball from Junjun Lee. We'll make it a 9-7 ball game as we go to the 9th. Canyons trying to pick up their first win of the season. So we go to the 9th here. Hawk has a chance for a 4-out save. Canyons trying not to spoil a Joseph Jasso win. He's in line for it right now. Martinez has reached 3 times in 4 appearances at the plate today. Singled and scored in the 1st. Reached on an error and scored in the 3rd. Walked and scored in the 7th. He'll face Jaquez here in the 9th. It'll be the top of the order in Martinez, Luna, and Garcia. Martinez shows bunt, brings it back, takes a strike, 1-1. So an interesting spot for the shortstop, working as the closer. Canyon saw this last year with the first baseman Jake Schwartz working as the closer. It's a tough ask, but Jaquez trying to get it done. Up in the count, 1-2. Martinez chops this one in front of the plate. Malagon picks it up, fires a strike to first base. 1 away. So 1 down. Good pitch from Jaquez that time. And he gets Martinez, who's reached just about every time he's come to the plate today. Before that, now he faces Brandon Luna, who's doubled, scored twice, 1 for 3. Jaquez 2-0 pitch in for a strike. Garcia, the center fielder, the man on deck. This one hitting the air foul up the left side, so we'll bring it back at a 2-2 count with Brandon Luna at the plate. It looks like Andrus Roman will hit in place of the DH Diggle, who was pinch run for. Jaquez's pitch misses outside, so it runs the count to full. Canyons with some work in the bullpen going on, just in case Jaquez gets himself into trouble. That pitch misses just inside, so it's a 1-out walk. Luna reaches for the 3rd time today. First walk issued by Jaquez. DJ Garcia, who tripled in the 7th to drive home a couple, or actually doubled in the 7th to drive home a couple of runs, and then moved to 3rd on an error, and then was cut down trying to steal home plate in that 7th inning. Comes in, 1 hit and 3 at bats today. Jaquez throws that one to the screen. They'll advance Luna to 2nd. Garcia able to take 2 balls and no strikes. If we get there to the bottom of the 9th, it would be Hasang, Mariano, and Sherrill, the scheduled hitters for Canyons. If Jaquez can't finish this one out. Doesn't have a run to play with right now. Behind in the count, 3-0 here to Garcia. Pitch in there for a strike. Back-to-back walks issued by Jaquez. So both Garcia and Luna on with walks.
It's cool because it has speakers. So if I don't want
So we'll pitch in here for Diggle's spot, actually. Andres Roman, who's 1 for 1 this season. Canyons with the outfield deep playing no doubles right now. Tying run is aboard. And DJ Garcia. This one hit out into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Friend able to get it back in quickly, so everybody will just advance 90 feet. The bases will be loaded here. So Roman has his second hit of the season, and now Alexis Lara will come to the plate. And they're going to pinch run here now. Actually, they're going to pinch hit for Lara. Tyler Muller going to hit. Muller no hits so far this season and hasn't really had an at bat either, so we'll see what he can do with the bases loaded. Corners are in for Canyons. Middle infield at double play depth. Muller takes a strike. Bases loaded here in the 9th. It's a 2-run ball game. Tying run aboard at second base in scoring position. Go ahead and run at first. Canyons has led since the first inning. Marquez's breaking ball misses away. That one in for a strike. Looks like Tyler Hahn in the bullpen getting loose. 2 strikes here to Muller. Bases loaded full of LA Harbor Hawks. As this one hit out into center field for a base hit. That'll bring one run home. Asang will fire it back in. And it's a 1-run ball game once again. The bases stay loaded as Muller has an RBI single. And so now Aguilar will come to the plate. They'll pinch run for Muller with Emilio Brenes. Aguilar 0 for 4 today. Tying run at third base. Go ahead run at second. Jaquez in for a strike. So Haka has got Martinez to chop in front of the plate, and then walked Luna and Garcia, gave up back-to-back hits to Roman and Muller. Faces Aguilar here with the bases loaded. That one misses away. The count is 1-1. If you lift Jaquez potentially, might have to send it back out to the field. He would be due up 4th in the next inning. Jaquez is a guy that you want in there to supply some power. So I'd imagine he would stay and go back to shortstop if you had to move things around. So ahead in the count 1-2 here. We're clinging to a 1-run lead right now with the bases loaded. Aguilar lifts it in the air out towards deep right center field. Friend drifting back. We've got a tie ball game. Actually, maybe not. Throw at second base is... It's not a force out at second base, so we have a tie ball game. The throw was in time. If Kuwatani had laid a tag on, might have been able to cut the run down before it scored. Instead, it's a sac fly. For the second out, and Colin Anderson will come to the plate. I think if Kuwatani had known he needed to make the tag, realized it, ballgame would be over, as I don't think Garcia would have scored before the tag. It was a very smart throw from Alex Friend. We're tied at 9 here, so it's a blown save, a no decision for Josso. You can officially close the book fully on him. Two balls and no strikes here to Colin Anderson. That one in for a strike, makes it 2-1. 2 runners out there at second and third now with 2 away. It's Roman at third. Brenes out at second. Good pitch from Jaquez to get Anderson to wave, and we're back to a 2-2 count. Very dangerous tag from Brenes. Could have cost LA Harbor the game, did not, so we'll let it go at this point. But it's the interesting part about the ballgame. Jaquez needs to get over. Mariano unable to field it cleanly, and Harbor has a 1-run lead for the first time since the first inning on the 7th error of the ballgame on Canyons. And now Eric Mora comes to the plate, who's 2 for 3 today. Now he faces Jaquez for the first time. So for the 4th time this season, Canyons has allowed 10 or more runs. They trail by a run. Moore takes that one down. It's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Mora. Jaquez delivers. It's fouled up the third base line. So 2-2, 2 runners on. Both in scoring position with 2 away. Both would likely score on a base hit. But fouled away. Jaquez has given up 3 in the inning, like we said. Got Martinez to chop in front of the plate for the first out of the inning, but then walked Luna and Garcia, gave up hits to Roman and Miller, a sacrifice fly to Aguilar, and then an error that would have got him out of the inning by Mariano, and he punches out Mora on strikes. So 8 batters in the inning, 3 runs across. LA Harbor now with a 1-run lead as we go to the home half of the 9th. Canyons will have the heart of the order coming up. So we go to the 9th here for Canyons. Michael Corrales will come in to pitch for LA Harbor. Pitched an inning against Desert, gave up a hit, but was able to close out the ball game and pick up the save. So he'll have another save opportunity here. He'll face the heart of the Canyons order, Asang, Mariano, and Sherrill, the scheduled hitters. And then Emilio Brenes in to take over at second base. Will stay in at second base, we should say, after he came in to pinch run. Well, pinch hit here for Hunter Asang. Jacob Bond will pinch hit. Bond will take the first pitch away. Bond no hits in 5 at-bats this year. Corrales' pitch misses up. Romero goes 2 innings. By the way, we'll close out the book on him in a moment. Bond well ahead. He's going to work a leadoff walk. So the tying run aboard. Jose Mariano coming to the plate. Has a double and a home run today. Mariano. Still check on Bond. As we said, a 2-run home run in the first. A 3-run double in the second. Could tie the game with one swing of the bat potentially. Certainly has the power to do so. Trying to atone for that error in the last inning that allowed the go-ahead run across. Mariano, over the last 2 games, 5 hits and 7 at-bats. Takes that pitch down in the dirt. Aguilar keeps it in front. Bond will stay put. Mariano way ahead here. 2 balls and no strikes. Big cut from Mariano and a fastball from Corrales that dipped down. There's a hack to try and tie the game right there with one swing. That one misses down. He's way ahead now again, 3-1. Base runners at a premium right now for Canyons, trying for a come-from-behind victory. Checked over real quick, a quick pickoff from Corrales, and Bond was able to dive back. And again, Corrales checking over. Shadows have fully covered the mound at the plate for the most part. Just a little bit of sun peeking through the trees behind us. Corrales' 3-1 delivery misses away, and he walks the first 2 batters. And now Andrew Sherrill will come to the plate. Representing the game-winning run. Chris Cota actually calling timeout to discuss things offensively here. So you've got Sherrill at the plate, Jaquez on deck, Malagon behind them. And I think the discussion is, look, 2 walks on 9 pitches. Be aggressive, but don't be ridiculous here. We need to move guys around. We need to make sure we get at least 1 to extend the ball game. And with the base runners and Mariano and Bond, the discussion as well for them, don't run into outs. Arbor will take this opportunity to talk and try and settle down Michael Corrales. So here's Andrew Sherrill, a couple of hits in the first 2 innings. Since has popped out and grounded to short. Two on, nobody out. Here in the 9th in a 1-run ball game, 10-9. LA Harbor leading. Got 3 runs in the 9th. They got 7 runs over the final 3 innings to take the lead. Sherrill showing bunt, pops it up into the dugout. It's Chris Cota trying to move guys around and give Canyons a chance to at least tie the game. Certainly with Sherrill up there, guy that does have some pop, but also not the speediest guy on the bases. You'd like to stay out of a double play if you can. balls and 1 strike. Corrales delivers. Sherrill bunts right back to Corrales, who turns and fires, and Bond is out at third base. So now even Jaquez comes to the plate. Jaquez 0 for 4 so far today. Had a rough 9th inning. On the rubber, trying to make up for it here. Tying run out at second base in Mariano. Jaquez takes the first pitch down. So the bunt unsuccessful from Sherrill takes you out of that game. And now you got to try and string together a hit or 2. With 1 away to tie the game at the very least. Jaquez waits. That pitch down in the dirt. Aguilar with a better block that time keeps it in front. So Mariano at second, Sherrill at first, Jaquez in the dish, Malagon in the on-deck circle, with Junjun Lee waiting behind him, and Kotaro Kumatani if they can get there. That one misses up and in. 3 balls and no strikes. Corrales has had trouble finding the zone. 11 pitches out of the strike zone. Out of the 14 he's thrown. Jaquez takes a strike on 3-0. So 3 balls and 1 strike, 1 away here in the 9th. Jaquez, 3-1 swinging, fouls it away. Lifts this one in the air towards center field. Garcia initially coming in has to drift back and makes the catch. And now Canyon's down to their final out. Two away, and here comes Frankie Malagon. Malagon representing the go-ahead, Sherrill representing the go-ahead run over at first, but the more important run right now out at second base. And Jose Mariano with 2 outs. Moving on anything, Malagon. Chance to try and tie it with 2 away here in the 9th. First pitch misses up. Junjun Lee in the on-deck circle waiting. Malagon 1 for 3 today, singled back in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 8th. It was an insurance run in the 8th and didn't come much to matter as he stands up there now. Swings and pops it up out of play. That one in for a strike, and Canyon's down to their final strike here in a 1-2 count. 2 away, 2 on in the 9th in a 1-run ball game. 10 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for LA Harbor. 9 runs, 11 hits, 8 errors for Canyons. Malagon lines it foul. 1-2, foul tipped into the glove of Aguilar, and LA Harbor picks up the win as Malagon down on strikes. Corrales will pick up the save. Romero picks up the win. Corrales goes 1 inning, walks 2, strikes out 1. But more importantly, doesn't give up any runs. Game finishes at 4:14 in the afternoon here on this Friday. So for LA Harbor, as we said, 10 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. And they left 7 on base in the ball game. For Canyons, 9 runs on 11 hits, 8 errors. And they left 6 on in the ball game. That'll do it for us here. We thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next week when we have more action here on the Cougar Sports Network. Have a good weekend, everybody.